y equals 6 f of negative 1/3 x minus 12 plus 7. When I look at this, the first thing I notice is that a set of brackets is missing on the inside of f. It should be f of b and then in brackets x minus h. So if that set of brackets isn't there, we need to make sure we factor that constant, which in this case is the negative 1/3 out of the 12 and out of the negative 1/3 x, so that we know what the proper horizontal translation is. So I'm going to factor it out. So I'm going to get y equals 6 f of negative 1/3 bracket x. But then the tricky part is factoring that negative 1/3 out of negative 12. So you can divide negative 12 by negative 1/3. Or you can also think about negative 1/3 or 1/3 of what number is 12? Well, it's 36. So when I factor negative 1/3 out, it's going to be plus 36 and then plus 7 outside. So now I know a equals 6, which is a vertical expansion by a factor of 6. My b value is just inside of f, is negative 1/3, and the negative shows that it's a reflection through the y-axis. The 1/3 is a horizontal expansion by a factor of 3. Together, those two they work together, and that means I'm just going to multiply the x values by negative 3. H equals negative 36, so when it's x plus 36, that's actually going to the left, which means my h value is negative 36. So that's a horizontal translation of 36 units to the left. K equals 7, which is positive, and it's a vertical translation of 7 units up. So now remember, we actually follow the rules of BEDMAS for transformations. I'm going to make sure I multiply my y value by 6 and multiply my x value by negative 1/3 before I add or subtract the h and k values to x and y respectively. So just like BEDMAS, multiplying has to be completed before you add or subtract. So the b and the h work together to change x. So I'm going to multiply x first by negative 3, and then I'm going to subtract 36 from it. For my y values, I'm first going to use the a value, the vertical expansion, by a factor of 6. I'm going to multiply y by 6, and then I'm going to add 7 to it to move it up 7. And now I'm ready to apply these mappings to the point for negative 6. So it's going to be negative 3 times 4 minus 36, and 6 times negative 6 plus 7. So I get negative 3 times 4 is negative 12, minus 36 is negative 48, and 6 times negative 6 is negative 36, plus 7 is negative 29.